California Constitution, Amendment 1, Section 6, codifies slavery as involuntary servitude. What you got in place is structural discrimination. Nobody knows that they still holding slaves. The narrative is so effective and so impactful that a punishment renders slaves invisible.
I've been in prison for 44 years. I worked as a porter, a yard crew worker, working in 100-degree temperatures for nothing. As a porter, I've seen people hang themselves because they just couldn't handle it any longer. As a reward, I was ordered to clean out the cell.
Everybody that comes into the system, you're expected to work at some point in time. You're not working because you chose to, it's because the system is telling you you're gonna work for us in order for this prison system to run. They need all of us to work. You get a work assignment, you're expected to work, and if you don't work, you add 30 days to your sentence, and if you continue not to work, that's 60 days, and they just go on and on.
Some of this labor is very dangerous for us. Like, I've seen people lose fingers in milling cabinets. I've seen people have serious injuries falling off of roofs. Just being in unsafe circumstances in their workspace.
And so what we're talking about is being able to give incarcerated people the right to consent to labor. I think that we all can agree that consent is something that's sacred. When it comes to incarcerated people, for whatever reason, we've left this population vulnerable. And it's kind of like, well, once you're incarcerated, you lose that right. And you get to just be forced into whatever the state deems is necessary.
Work is something that everyone in here wants to do. What is not okay is when you are sick or when you need to go to a class that's going to help your healing and growth as a person to rehabilitate and walk out with the tools that you need, you're being told no.
Who are we sending home? I think that society really needs to look at that. Wouldn't we rather have rehabilitated whole individuals that feel good about themselves because they can contribute to their families, they can provide for their children when they come home?
How about that slavery is endangering the rest of society? Because when people are coming home, they're coming home with no resources.
Yeah, I made California prison industry a lot of money. A lot of money. $30 million in all. Now, I can't even afford to buy myself a suit.
I think that adding this layer of really exploitation and punishment for work and labor is just something that's not necessary, it's not right, and it really it does the opposite. It incentivizes incarceration for the state. If you know that, hey, the more people that we arrest and we incarcerate, the more of a labor force that we'll have, I think that has the opposite effect of what we're trying to talk about as far as, increasing public safety, right? Changing trends of crime and making our communities safer, all of those things.
If I could tell a politician anything, just ask him, do you think that's right? 15 years in California prison system making license plates for everybody around here jobbing, and he comes home to $200. If you can tell me that feels right to you, then continue to do what you do. But if that don't feel right, then you need to make some better laws and make some better decisions when it comes to us.
Slavery does not do any good for our society, period. You're not on the right side of history.
I don't care what they did or who they are, we shouldn't be enslaving human beings.